Good morning, Shiplake pupils, parents and staff. Welcome along to this morning's Thursday Thought. I'm going to start by showing you a picture. So I'm going to share my screen with you. It's a picture of my first ever mobile phone. A Philips brick, I think, was the model. You can see it's a fairly ugly thing, very small screen, quite big buttons, and it can do three things. It can make phone calls, it could send and receive texts, and it could give you a rudimentary horoscope if you put your date of birth into it. Not particularly advanced, but at the time, in my third year of university, a very, very useful tool of communication. When I was younger and I wanted to watch a film, I had to use one of these, a VHS tape, classic gangster film, The Untouchables in this case. Big, clunky, plastic, prone to breaking, prone to the actual tape itself snapping. You know, again, fairly rudimentary, but it's all we had. When I was a child, I had 4 television channels to choose from. One of those was in Welsh. If I wanted to access the internet, I had to plug a modem into the telephone line. And the websites at the time didn't have access to video streaming or downloading huge amounts of music. You had text and you had images, and that was about it. And if your dad wanted to make a phone call to your nan or someone, and he would lift up the telephone downstairs, it would break the connection, and you would lose the connection. You need to sign in again. My window to the world was somewhat limited. Think about Mr. Brown's music challenge that he set you this week, asking you to think about your songs each day that are going to make you happy, and think about the way you're going to access those songs. You know, streaming, Google, Apple Music, Spotify, streaming online through YouTube, whichever. If this challenge was set 20 years ago, or even longer, I would have needed to have bought a CD or a cassette tape, or even tape the songs off the radio. Kind of a rudimentary version of illegal pirating. I'm sure Mr. Orcutt won't mind me saying, if he wanted to buy these music back in when he was younger, he would have bought them on vinyl. So why am I saying all this to you? Why am I giving you all this information about old technology? Our window to the world has always been the media, and it goes a long way to shaping our worldview, alongside our use of technology. And we use the internet now more than ever to observe the world. We've kept up with developments during lockdown almost exclusively through the media. We've listened to government updates. We've shared opinions on social media. We've followed news sites and streaming services in order to get information about what's happening. When the World Wide Web was established in the early 1990s, a man called Noam Chomsky, a philosopher and social critic, had this to say about the internet and its potential. He said the internet could be a very positive step towards education, organization, and participation in a meaningful society. And in a real way, he was right. The internet has become a very positive step towards these key things: education, organization, and participation. All of you as pupils have been born into the digital age. You are what we call digital natives. You have never known a world without the internet in its current form. The amount of communication and information you have at your fingertips is more than anybody has ever had. This means that you and we are global citizens, part of a global community. The world is seemingly a smaller place than it ever was. Your channels of communication, your window to the world, is much wider than ours ever was. But a lot of the main channels that you use haven't actually been around for that long. I'm going to talk very quickly about some of the, some of the key things that you guys use on a day-to-day basis and how long they've actually been in existence. Facebook, which again might be a slightly older thing now, was established in 2004. YouTube, 2005. Twitter, 2006. Instagram, in 2010. Snapchat, 2011. And TikTok, very, very young thing, only been around since 2017. So even though these things are relatively young in their kind of their place in the world, it doesn't mean they're any less important, but they are powerful influences on how we think we need to be. Our windows to the world have been turned in on themselves recently, and communication with our wider families is now almost only online. I've been doing quizzes with my friends over Skype. I've been meeting my uni mates for a virtual drink over Zoom, and I've been communicating with my parents over FaceTime. And I'm sure many of you, if not all of you, have been doing similar things, making sure you are keeping that connection going with those around you. The internet is one of the greatest tools ever invented. We couldn't be doing what we're doing now at school at the moment. I couldn't be sat here this morning speaking to you online if it weren't for the developments in technology. But tools are only ever as useful as those that use them. So I would ask everyone this morning to think very carefully about how they use these tools of communication. Use them wisely. Use them to help better yourselves and others. But take the time to reflect on how you use technology and how that use can affect you and affect others. I'm going to show you very, very quickly one more quote from a man called Tim Berners-Lee, who is essentially the inventor of the World Wide Web and someone who has been commentating a lot in recent years about the impact the internet can have on people. And he said this amongst many other things: you affect the world by what you browse. Try not to rely solely on that technology to communicate and connect. It is tricky given our current circumstances, but try to address this when we're able to spend more time face to face. Something that I am really looking forward to. And to finish off, whilst everything seems very, very odd at the moment, and we are looking forward to how things are going to be, I leave you with this. Have hope, because this too shall pass. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining in this Thursday Thought this morning. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great rest of the week. I look forward to speaking with you all soon and seeing you all in person very, very soon. Take care.